Cybernation Uncensored.
Hey, we're officially live. Everyone should be able to hear us and see us now. Let's just check our mics real quick. Everyone say hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Hello.
chat, let us know if anyone's muted, anyone's too loud, too quiet, anyone's frozen, and we'll try to get that fixed right away. Sometimes little glitches happen along the way. Yeah, this is our Team Veritas, or at least what's left of Team Veritas. We have some crazy happenings in the last session that we'll basically recap. We'll get into what's becoming of the team. We'll kind of role play out the last few months leading after the craziness that happened in the last session. Anybody watching, don't stress if you're a little lost right now. I will do a recap, and then we're going to kind of play this out to get everyone up to par before we set off into the new team. And there will be some gameplay opportunity for you to join this team on a monthly basis. So you definitely want to stick around for that as well. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before we get into all that shit, let's do like we always do. Let's go around the table. Everyone introduce yourself. Let people know where they can find you online and introduce your character as well. Let's see here. All right, Chris, why don't you start it off for us?
Hi, I'm Chris. You can pretty much find me all over the internet at ColdSpider04. Today I'll be playing Tomcat. He is the team's tech, and he's heavily inspired by Tom Waits, so you'll be hearing this voice a lot, like it or not.
Like it or not? I like that.
Yeah, like it or not. And he's going to be helping to work on the home base and get things up and operational for the new plans.
Hell yeah. And I love his voice. I like his style too. All right, Jancic.
Hi, I'm Jancic. You can find me on most social media as @JendaJancic_1. I am playing the solo wolf. Veteran of the Fourth Corporate War, slightly crazy, little PTSD going on, and very lucky because he's still alive, amazingly.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely have a feeling that there's a lot more to him. You know, there's a little after we kind of opened up a little bit, but yeah, there's definitely some past trauma and some things to him. I love it. I love the depth behind it. But hey, my beautiful wife Val Mulligan.
Hello, I'm Big Val. You can find me at cyber_Valerie on Twitter. Find there, you can find everything else. And I'll be playing Phoenix, your lovely Southern Belle fixer. / she gets a little kind of kooky when she gets on her synth code. Her voice changes.
Very true.
Who knows?
She drops her accent. And yeah, hey, and that's awesome. At least your Twitter was still there. And your Facebook and Instagram is back. You just got to kind of...
Getting back.
Got to get it. Yeah, I don't know if anybody follows Val on social media, but she was hacked
weird.
she was hacked for a minute out of nowhere. We're not sure where that came from, and then got all these notifications of some crazy posts and stuff. And luckily, she got her accounts back, and now it's just a
Slowly
matter of
fixing it.
Yeah, a matter of time of getting it back to normal. But at least the Twitter is completely normal, so everyone make sure you follow. But yeah, I'm GM Rob Mulligan. I'm the game master here, but I'm also the founder of Cybernation Uncensored. Check it out, Cybernation Uncensored. In fact, I'll put the link here in chat if anybody feels supportive of... that didn't go through. In case anyone's feeling supportive of Cybernation Uncensored and you want to grab yourself a shirt too, there's the link in chat. But yeah, I'm the founder of Cybernation Uncensored. All kinds of gameplay, all kinds of content. We almost have a live stream every day of the week, sometimes multiple times a day. And it's not just me, it's all kinds of game masters, all kinds of shows. Not just games, like I said, all kinds of shows as well. We have a bunch of new ones coming up, a bunch that have been going monthly, bi-monthly, weekly. Just check it all out. In fact, I'm going to drop the calendar here. Make sure you bookmark that because this is the one we pretty much update more often than the other social media. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with all the different pages, but this Google Calendar is from our Discord. If you're a part of our Discord community, you'll see it there. But that gets updated all the time. Make sure you bookmark it and you tune in sometime. Hey, what's up, Bronx Smash? But yeah, I'm the founder, and like I said, I started it as a community, and oh my God, it has grown so fast. Make sure you check us out. All kinds of shows, like I said, live streams every day. Check out the YouTube as well. Subscribe to to Cybernation Uncensored on YouTube. All the VODs, everything's there, as well as a whole GM tip series, crash course for Red, other deep dives, GM roundtable, and just all kinds of content there. So make sure you check it out. We also have a really active Patreon. I want to give a shout out to some of the supporters there on Patreon. Kevin Moreno, Joseph Holder, Naomi Madlass, William Huddleston, Jamie Minch, John Erfurt, Leaded Coffee, Chris Anderson, Matt James, GM Reservoir Panda, Rothan, aka Renegade 420, Samurai Max, Steve Barr, Zeno, Zach, Capricious Nature, Cyber Smiley, Raven, Andy Stretton, Copious Salt, Derek, Lawrence, Daniel, Terry, Alex Maxwell, Nicholas King, Tracy, aka Stink Palm, Igor, Chris Callies, Homer's Odyssey, and Ryan Anderson. Shout out to all of them, as well as our sponsors. You might have seen some of the sponsor logos in the countdown. Our two main ones here, Sirenscape and Fantasy Ground, so make sure you check them out. Before I get into today's session and a recap, I do want to point out that our Patreon has a $10 tier now. It's what I was kind of hinting around to in the promos. You'll see it there. It's a vote and play tier. It's kind of a multi-part. So you basically just pay $10 a month. You get to vote on all the different topics for GM Roundtable and other things that might pop up once in a while. But you also get put into a pool to play with this team. The team that was Team Veritas evolving into what it's going to become. We're going to go over that in today's session, all kinds of stuff to go over. But that tier, that $10 tier, will get you into all the voting for different things that have to do with Cybernation Uncensored, the GM Roundtable, different shows, deep dives, all kinds of cool stuff. And like I said, it'll get you into the pool of getting to play monthly one-shots with what this team is evolving into. So I'm going to put the Patreon over here in chat. Make sure you bookmark that. Don't go anywhere. You just bookmark it. You can go check that out later. Stick around because we're going to get into it now. And I'll put the links back in there as we go when it's relevant, and I'll do a reminder of when it's time to kind of go join up and jump into the pool and join the new team. But ultimately, this was Team Veritas minus Looper and Cynthia. Cynthia the exec, Looper the media. Team Veritas, Rook, really? I guess we can't talk too much shit about Looper because Rook, who played Looper, is now in chat, even pulling something pointless and random. That'll definitely happen when they're in the cafe. I'll have to think of something. I got a little bit of time. Okay, Rook's taking a study break. And long story short, Rook played Looper, his beautiful wife. Naomi played Cynthia, and they just can't continue on with the weekday shows because of studying, because of work. Just the timing didn't work out anymore. At least you had a little study break now. You could tune in and jump into chat and redeem something pointless and random. But ultimately, the team was running a media corporation. Once they would basically have to break a big story successfully to satisfy their sponsors, to pay for their home base, which was this abandoned firehouse kind of on the edge of the hot zone in old Japantown and hot zone border. So they were a media corporation, but they lost their media. There are going to be some spoilers in this recap. Looper died. I'm not taking too much from it either. This isn't too much of a spoiler. Still watch that VOD. One hell of a session. Absolutely top-notch role-playing. Just crazy situations that went down. Really intense. Just beautiful moment. I literally cried. I know Looper, Naomi, a bunch of us got teary-eyed. It was really intense. But we did lose Looper. And now Naomi played Cynthia, which was Looper's love interest. They even had a ring that Tomcat made, kind of teched out with a hologram of where they met and played the first song and things like that. Scrolling images of times they had. He died. A heroic death, but Cynthia, the exec, just kind of said, I can't do this anymore, and she went back to L.A. to stay with her uncle, which all of us have met in previous sessions when the team had to go to L.A. But she went there to go be with family. I imagine the team maybe had a memorial. It's been a few months since all that. And I don't want to get into too much what all that was. Check out the previous sessions of Team Veritas. The finale is posted on the YouTube channel, so make sure you check that out. But 3 months have passed. The team has mourned. I know Wolf took off to Tokyo to just take some time for himself, even to go revisit Kira, who was a past nomad, played by Jamie Minch, who part of our Cybernation Uncensored community. And she was part of the team, but she took off to Tokyo. Like I said, 3 months have passed since Looper's death, since Cynthia leaving, since Wolf going to Tokyo, and now finally back. During that time, I know Tomcat and Phoenix had to try to find some way to hold down the base. I know the whole brain dance sideshow thing that Tomcat was doing kind of was an option. I don't want to get too ahead of myself because I would kind of like y'all to role play that as, Wolf gets back into Night City, hits up Phoenix and says, how is shipping going? And Phoenix says, hey, why don't we meet up at the 24-hour cafe like we used to hang out, and we'll fill you in. I'm actually with Tomcat still. We've been hanging out the past few months. Like we'll fill you in on everything we've been doing and what's been going on, and we're glad you're back. I'm sure the Sanguinetti family's been asking about Wolf too. Because Wolf and Phoenix are both owned by the Sanguinetti family. If anyone's familiar with the life path creation, character creation portion of Cyberpunk RED, you can sell yourself to a corporation, a crime family, or the military for some extra eddies, in which case these two did. But anyways, let's step into the 24-hour cafe. Let me get Sirenscape sounds going here. Shout out to Sirenscape. As everyone's hanging out, we'll say Tomcat and... let's see. Let's make sure those sounds are going. There we go. Some cafe sounds. Chat, let me know if some of the sounds get too loud or too quiet or anything like that. I can always adjust things. But we'll say Tomcat and Phoenix. You arrive first. It's busy. You see the waitress Donna running around. She just kind of gestures for you guys to sit yourselves, which you do at your normal booth. And within minutes, just ironically right on time, here comes Wolf in the front door. Just to kind of see all of you and come over and sit down. And I'll let all of you take it from there.
Hey, Wolf, how was Japan?
That was great. Fantastic, as a matter of fact.
Actually, you seem like a little bit better. You a little bit of glow.
Yeah, I went over there and I met Kira. We were just going to hang out, have some fun there. And then we got contacted by this Japanese mob family. And we ended up going treasure hunting for a original samurai sword, an original one. Like hundreds of years old. It's unbelievable. And these people paid us a ton of money. So...
Impressive. Where did they get to keep it, or did you keep it?
They kept the sword. I kept the money. Most of that got spent on a hop flight on AVs across the Pacific Ocean. So I'm about where I was. I broke even, but I had a great time, and I cleared my head. And I've been getting some messages on my phone from the Sanguinettis that they hadn't saw me in a little bit. So I figured I better show my face soon.
I've been covering for your ass. They knew you were going to be gone for a month, but I've been letting them know that you kind of got a little sidetracked in a brain dance. So they just kind of thought you just got a little... They don't know you were having a good time. So kind of play a little dumb when you get back. Don't be a little too happy.
Yeah, I did miss my alley cats. So I have to catch up on all the episodes I've missed of that. So, yeah.
Well, we left your room is fully tacked. Everything else got a little remodel. I revamped the whole entire building.
You could remodel mine too. It's a disaster area.
We
Well,
were
because your stuff, but your room got remodeled.
but
What was
It's
that,
in a
Tom?
box there. It's in a box somewhere, right?
It's a trash bag.
What was that, Tomcat?
I was saying, we've been doing a lot of revamping. Like I was saying earlier, we were using your room for storage for a minute, just to kind of move some stuff out of the way. So obviously we couldn't do the Veritas thing anymore, so we started showcasing some of our brain dances and selling admission for people to come and try those out. Just to kind of try to make ends meet.
Yeah, we had to go downstairs level that way. And upstairs is just my fixer whole little business upstairs. You know how I have my storage room? Cleaned it all out and made it all nice and made it kind of a little gallery. So anything that I find for my fixers, they can actually come see it and be all nice. But we did vamp up on our security. Because what happened to Looper on our own territory to scare the living Jesus out of me. So we went ahead and got lots of security done in there. So that way, when we have people come in, they get completely head to toe. They have to pat them all down, even when they come do the brain dances. So people do know who we are, but we are not stupid with our security now. So definitely have that going. But we took everything down from Loopers and Aces. Everything is all cleaned up. It's all spits and fine. I couldn't do it anymore. All of their memories was just too much in that building. But like I said, your stuff is... I nicely tucked it away. It's not in a garbage bag. I did box it because we didn't want to clean up your room and dash some security in there. So now you can just decorate it. Upstairs, one of the other rooms up on the 3rd floor. I took the 2nd floor.
It was very much just a storage room with a cot in it anyway. So, I mean, anything you did to it would be an improvement. I was living in a cargo container before I came here, so this was fantastic. Having a bed instead of just like lying on the floor was great. So
that is true. True.
Oh, which reminds me, Wolf. Here's your security or your security card to get in the door.
Oh, I noticed there's no longer a hole in the wall where we had put that plywood up either. So, wow, I mean, that's an improvement right there. Go get that company that was working on that building behind us to like do some actual construction.
Connections.
Huh.
I've been working my ass off. I'm telling you, I had to make a lot of ends meet these days. I'm a little hustling, but and besides, Uncle Eddie's just had me running around racket too. So staying busy.
Yeah,
Making a little name for myself.
Cats, you got some new stuff in the Braindance Theater there?
Well, yeah. Every so often we're gonna like change out the themes. Like this last week, we've been doing the what I like to call the Ganger themes. So, like one is a high-speed race with the Tiger Claws on motorcycles, or we have another one where it's the Bozos in a bounce house with knives, or just different things like that.
Yeah, and what with Team Veritas not being able to, and this is for the sake of chat, not just players, but chat as well. But like since Team Veritas, as Tomcat, as the team explained at the beginning, and kind of role played into, without Loop or without their media, they can't put out stories. They can't do the believability check and continue to satisfy the sponsors. So Veritas just kind of had to end. So yeah, Phoenix and Tomcat came with the idea like, hey, look, you did that 2-week installation at Playland by the Sea, the previous campaign that we went through to kind of save Tomcat from Voodoo Boys and allow him to finish that installation. They discussed, why don't we put that here, put that in the home base, bottom level. We can open up a whole, Braindance sideshow exhibit. We'll let the public know every month it's a new theme that Tomcat changes out. But then kind of behind the scenes, that no one really knows about, is Phoenix running these gigs. So she's putting out on the Merc board different gigs, and once a month, the team basically gets in a couple new team members, a couple random edge runners in Night City looking to work, looking to earn some eddies and some IP, some reputation. You get a couple randos joining up, just some random edge runners joining up to hold down whatever the current gig is coming across the table for Phoenix, whether it be because of being a fixer or maybe it's something from the Sanguinettis that needs to get done. And that's where Patreon's going to come into play, basically. That's basically where that $10 tier, we're going to cycle in every month, a couple different players every month. All of them are going to get to do the voting, and they'll be part of the voting process. That's kind of part of being part of that tier. But it's so cheap because you might not play every month. You'll vote every month on different things. There'll always be different things coming up. But we'll cycle in 2 players who can make it to the new team to help, basically, Phoenix and the team get that gig done. But there's also the aspect of holding down the Braindance, front, the business. So that might come into play as well. Maybe that'll be an issue to kind of maintain sometimes, because holding down a business in Night City isn't the easiest thing. You can only imagine some of the fucked up shit that can happen. But the other thing too, like they mentioned, some of the security has upgraded. Now they have security passes to get into the door and things. One thing we discussed in the past was Tomcat wanting to help renovate the place, fix the hole in the wall, put in some security, maybe the cameras, to see what you guys could do. I would like you to discuss some of those things, because of the fact that if we were in game, we would pay for those things with what the current gig money is. You would do the roll. If you fail, obviously you'd have to make more money. You'd have to try again. There would have been a process. But 3 months passing, you would have been able to get these things done, whether you failed and tried again or whatever. So we're kind of streamlining that process and allowing the home base to be renovated with the bottom level all Braindance. Tomcat already mentioned there's security card entrance, right? I imagine there's security cameras, maybe some other things or whatever. But why don't you kind of discuss some of those renovations and the home base? We already know that the home base, like Phoenix said, second level is kind of for fixer work and the gigs, the third level where you guys actually sleep and stay, the headquarters. And then on the top level, there's that hatch leading to the roof for anybody that's not aware of the home base. And I'll get the new images up in map layout by next session. So we'll have all that up. I've got to redo it with the Veritas logo. We got to change all that out. We got to discuss the new team name and all that stuff. But anyways, let's have you guys kind of discuss, the renovations that were done and the fix-up. Obviously, Wolf maybe has seen some pictures on the agent while you're chilling in the cafe, or maybe he's swung by there and took a peek before he met you guys here or something. But you're chilling at the cafe. Tomcat, I think, could probably chime in, being the tech that did most of the work, and kind of fill in on some of the things that he did. If anything gets too outside of what I'll allow, I'll jump in it and cut it off. But I think, some free agency to do some stuff. You've had 3 months, and I imagine you could have made money, you could have worked on stuff. So go ahead and be a little bit creative, have some fun, make the home base what you think it would be in that time. Take it from here.
Well, one of the main things, so we don't run into what happened with Looper, is basically we have all the microphones also have sound, and there is one code word that will set them off to where all of our agents will get a notification and warning that something is going down, which, by the way, the code word is Pineapple Supreme.
Pineapple Supreme?
When was the last time you used Pineapple Supreme in a sentence?
I didn't even know the last time I had a pineapple.
There you go.
So did you fix that spider bot that was lying around here? Did I see that thing wandering around? Because I brought that back from one of our missions, and then we never got it fixed. But I figured you might have fixed it. It's a security bot. Did you put it to use?
Sort of. We put it to use to sell for parts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh.
I didn't know who did that. I was in the process of selling everybody's clothes and whatever they left for us to get money.
There's a lot of, we had to get a lot of stuff to renovate everything, and some of the money, just wasn't there. So I talked to a couple people. We got that thing sent out. Don't worry, it went to a good home.
I take and I slide
a forever home.
Over to Mel and say, here's a couple of thousand that I had left over. That's my part for renovations and, keeping me a place while I was gone.
Nice.
And that will come in handy for rent next month.
I figured rent's coming up and I need a place to stay. So.
Yeah, and then out of nowhere, Donna, the waitress, comes running over. Oh, hey guys, it's me, Donna. Hey, just real quick, I just noticed on all the different tables, and she goes over and she starts switching the salt and the sugar. She says, I don't know, somebody came in, they switched all the salt with the pepper and and the salt with the sugar and the sugar with the salt. I don't know. It's kind of pointless. I don't know who would do that. And she switches them all back and then runs back off. There's PWB thought of that little something pointless and random. I like that, the sugar and salt dispense. But yeah, she fixes it and runs off. Hopefully you didn't put any in your coffee. She runs off.
I kind of hesitate to look at my coffee and go, I should try it and see, because I think I did.
Were the harmonic vampires in here or something?
This place is so charming. It really is.
It's always nice to be back home. It was nice to get away, but being back home's always nice. And I love what y'all done to the place. I hardly recognized it. I mean,
we had to get the hole fixed.
Well, it
had a lot of bullet holes in it, so we had to fix that up too.
That's a pretty high dollar security door you've got on there, and I know that was a weak point, but that's impressive. Did you do the work on that yourself, Tom?
Most of it, yeah. Also, and I pull
helped him with some connections on my little meatball. He helped us out with some little connections too. He's gonna come around this little area.
Oh, okay. So he's not pissed off at us or anything.
No, I had to do a lot of charming to keep him in my little friendship, my little circle of friends. I like him. That little stinker.
And I pull up my agent to show Wolf. Also, we you remember the fire pole? We did keep it. But at the very base of the fire pole, it says in honor of Looper.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, why don't you take a moment to kind of discuss Looper a little bit? You kind of went over some of the renovations and things that you've done, and you can always go over that again. If there's any other little security things or anything you've added or measures. But since you mentioned Looper, I think it'd be good to kind of, I don't know, change the tone a minute, because you haven't had the time. When shit hit the fan, Cynthia took off, Wolf took off, Phoenix and Tomcat had to scramble to keep the place, and you've been busy up until now, keeping yourself busy to not even think about it too much. This is finally a little downtime, and maybe Tomcat finally mentioning the plaque and Looper, you three can have a moment together finally to discuss Looper.
Well, I definitely took all of Looper's camera gear stuff that he left behind. Fortunately, to leave behind. I put it in my office, so it's kind of my little decoration, little shrine for him. So every time I wake up in the morning, just go, morning. It's really just a little, still a little distraught about how he how everything went down.
Yeah, I spent several days taking a couple of shots for him every morning, mid-morning, lunch, afternoon, early evening, night. Yeah. So I'll miss him. He could be a real idiot sometimes, just go running headlong into danger, and was amazingly lucky, but
Well, yeah, he got my lovely hair blown up.
yeah. And
We did have our fine moments.
Yeah, I just kept myself occupied with trying to fix the place up not just so I didn't have to think about it. So that made it easier.
What Cynthia? I kind of expected to see her here. I mean, I thought she'd disappear for a day or two, but did she never come back?
No,
Never came back.
I never heard from her.
She took whatever she had, a little bit of things that belonged to him, her ring. She left a lot of her clothes behind. She just didn't want anything left with any smell of Veritas. And I don't blame her. But she hasn't really contacted us or anything. I'll give her some time. We'll get a postcard from her when she's ready.
Yeah, well, I know that was just getting good and started between them, so she was crushed. And
yeah, she just up and left. We didn't even see when she left. We were gonna have like a little get together and do a little memorial right after you left, but she just never came back to the house. Like I said, I looked for some of her stuff, and she just took his belongings, personal stuff, and that was it.
yeah, I've been there myself, so I understand where she's at. So she may need some time for that.
Yeah, so I kept a couple of his things, like I said, put a little shrine, and a couple of little things of Ace's that I found running around the house when we were cleaning up too. So, but it's not like you don't want to make it sad and depressing, so it's just a little stuff there. We'll just keep it on the side.
Which reminds me that pair of sunglasses that he lost a while back. I found them. They were in one of my vests.
Well, that's a nice little find.
Little Looper came with me and rode around in Japan, and I still have them with me. So I think that's what I'm going to keep, and I'm going to set them up there in my room. So I got those eyes looking at me.
Giving you a little judgment.
Yeah. I guess he can do that now.
Ooh, and I think I did have the one with the sugar. Or with the salt in it, not the sugar.
I could smell it in mine. I I'm looking to come back over and bring more.
I take a sip of my coffee, and all of a sudden I get like super up, and I'm like, actually, Phoenix, I think this is your coffee.
Got a bite to it, huh?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, and you basically have the no contact from Cynthia. She's been in LA. She took off. You knew that she was leaving. She didn't say a lot. She basically said that she just needed time for herself, and like Phoenix said, she kind of left a bunch of stuff behind and just never really looked back. Maybe sometime in the future she'll be able to talk to you all again if she can handle it, the memories and stuff, but she's gone. But the home base at least now is renovated. It's it has been a few months. Tomcat was able to get the security systems in, so at least the doors have upgraded security in the garage. I imagine you got the cams put in. You've got the hole fixed, like Wolf saw going by the home base, and it's just it's done up now to where it looks like a shop. One thing you might want to discuss is the name of that. I don't know if Tomcat already had a Braindance Sideshow sort of business name in mind, or if it's just Tomcat's Braindances or something. But I think that would be kind of cool to know, because that is the front that the city will know is the building. Like, that's the business running here. Behind the scenes on Merc boards, obviously, it's whatever Phoenix is putting out to basically put out gigs, to get the couple edgerunners in. But yeah, you guys should kind of discuss that, and Tomcat can lead it, because I don't know, maybe he already had a name in mind during character creation and stuff. But what's up?
I did.
Perfect.
And it feels appropriate. I thought we would call it Stay in the Loop.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so it'll be Stay in the Loop. It's a Braindance facility, basically a Braindance bar. People come in, they know that Tomcat is the curator. He's kind of the host of it, and he maybe is known every month to have a sort of reveal party or something where it kind of opens the new theme for that month. And people have, are slowly building a fan base to that, a clientele, something that can pay the bills monthly. It doesn't fully pay the bills. It covers, maybe about half of the bills. Hence why, you can't get sponsors. You're not putting out the media stories anymore like Veritas was, but hence why Phoenix needs to run these fixer gigs from upstairs that you all need to do. And at least once a month, pull off some type of gig to make, a few thousand extra, so all of you can kick in, cover the bills, pay for your food, because you don't have the sponsors anymore, But maybe that'll grow.
Kibble.
Exactly. No more free kibble. Not yet. We'll see. Maybe in the loop will be can get sponsored or something. But you got to build up a fan base. As this grows, I imagine the clientele will grow as you do more successful gigs through Phoenix. That'll grow. But
No more buffalo things.
What was that?
No more buffalo things.
No more.
No more buffalo things. Kibble.
No more buffalo things flavored kibble.
Addicted.
Yeah.
Probably literally. I think I had some PTs or something when I left.
Oh,
You
no.
might find some hidden in the basement somewhere, maybe. I don't know. I haven't gone down there.
For the first.
Box out of the basement. Trust me. I got that last box out of the basement. That stuff was great.
You thought it was really odd because in the first time in months, you finally had what you now know as a normal bowel. You never knew because you were always on the fucked up kibble, But you finally get off it and you're like, "What is this?" They're like, "That's a normal bowel. It's supposed to be solid, my friend. It's supposed to be normal." You're like, "What?" Anyway, sorry.
Rumors of them having to recall that is just ridiculous. I'm telling you, there was nothing wrong with it. That runny black stuff is normal.
But
For
no.
the new generation.
But yeah, unfortunately, no more sponsors, no more free kibble, no more, the other sponsors that were covering the bill. So that's what it is. You guys have to, it's a double parter. You have to maintain the business, like you were doing when you met Tomcat. You got him out from Voodoo Boys, so you could do the installation. You're still doing it. You still have to maintain the business at home, right? And that might come into play once in a while. Maybe one of the missions on a month might be something that has to do with that. But aside from that, you've also got to maintain doing these gigs that Phoenix, luckily you have a fixer, can kind of get for the team. So you can make money that way too. And that's how you guys are surviving. Wolf came back. He's back in it. Tom and Phoenix were barely scraping by. You're so happy to have Wolf back. You fill him in like, look, we've been pulling in a couple edgerunners every month to help us with these gigs, but we're glad to have you back as help too. And then the other thing is I want to discuss bringing in those edgerunners. Like I told chat, and I'll put the link one more time. We're launching it on Patreon. There's a $10 tier, so you can do voting and play. You'll get to vote all the time on different things that come up for Cybernation Uncensored, but it'll also get you in the pool where we're going to be pulling 2 players every month to play with the new team. But one thing I want to discuss is when we bring in those 2 players. I thought it'd be kind of cool. I mentioned it to Val. I mentioned it to Chris when we chatted on the phone. I don't know that I got the chance to talk to Janstick about it, but my idea was when we bring in 2 new players, maybe you guys, Phoenix puts out on the Merc board, like, hey, we got a gig, blah, blah, blah. You know, we need a couple edge runners. You do the hire. You tell the edge runners, come into, what is it, In the Loop? What was it called?
Yeah.
In the Loop. You know, maybe the Phoenix puts in the Merc board, okay, come to In the Loop on the edge of the hot zone in Old Japantown. You give the address. Come into the Brain Dance bar. Go to the last Brain Dance machine on the left side that says out of order. Plug into the out of order Brain Dance, turn it on, click experience number 7 3 times, and wait for the message. When they do that, they're sucked into a Brain Dance that basically says, welcome to the team, you know, or something. Maybe you guys are upstairs and you speak to them through video first, and then you welcome them when they come out the Brain Dance. You're standing behind them. Maybe it just sends a message that welcomes them to the thing and then unplugs them, and you all are standing behind them. Or something. I don't know, but I think something creative like that would be fun. Why don't you 3 discuss the process? And also so chat can hear too, anybody that might join up on the Patreon to be part of the gameplay. This is kind of what, you know, players will go through every month to join the team. But how do you guys want it to work? What do you think? Let's have some fun with that.
I think we should black them out, so when they come to, they think they're still in the Brain Dance, and then we go on an edge run, and they think they're actually just in the Brain Dance.
Make them unconscious, like they go in, you know. And then when they wake up, you know, the bar is closed. It's, you know, it's nighttime. Everyone's left, you know, and it's just them. And you think, oh, good morning. Yeah. Thanks for joining us. We got a mission to do. I like that. What? Any other ideas? I don't know.
It's pretty clever right there.
I like it. Okay, so let's maybe go with that then. I like that. Everyone else seems to like it.
It's such a solo thing to say.
It is. I think it sounds like something Wolf would suggest. I think, you know, it might be a type of thing where Phoenix and Tomcat maybe they tell Wolf, like, look, we've got this whole process set up. Phoenix puts out the gig, tells him to come into In the Loop, plug into the out of order Brain Dance, and we basically send them a message, you know, saying, oh, just sit right there. We'll be right down. Once they plug into the out of order, it triggers to our agents. We know that they're there. You know, so then we come down to meet them and bring them up, and we talk about the gig and stuff. And Wolf says, "What about we get have a little more fun with that instead of it just sending a message telling them, wait, what about they plug into the Brain Dance and we render them unconscious, and then when it's time, you know, that we need them at night after the Brain Dance closes and it's time to do the gig, we wake them up." I fucking like that idea. I think that's funny. I love that. Chat seems to like it too. Look, Alex, our one of our promotion managers, Stormwolf, there, also part of Team Nevermore. He'll be running a monthly show too, Talk Nerdy to Me, starting on the first Friday every month. But he says this BD will self-destruct in 60 seconds. That'd be funny too. watch them panic and run.
We change it up every time.
Yeah, very, very Mission Impossible. I like it. Me too. I love it. Thanks for that, chat. What does PWB says? Do a fake Brain Dance and then act like it was real, like when a poser acts drunk after they were given alcohol drinks. Yeah, that's funny. Let's see, Ockraven, you have to have the knockout as a hidden item in the chair. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, just like how they have the maybe it could be some type of air hypo thing. I think Tomcat could easily come up with something to pull that off.
Yeah, when they click the button to enter the Brain Dance that's out of order, it just automatically just like darts them in the neck.
Or maybe it's in the button, so they push the button and it stabs them in the finger.
I like that, but I don't know. Something about something shooting out into their neck is just extra fun. Oh man, I don't know. We'll fine tune that by the first official session, but I think that's the process. I fucking love it. I think it's clever. I think it's a combination because I had the out of order idea like coming in. I went over that with Val and Chris. We all kind of locked in that concept. And then pulling, and it pulls in Phoenix's Merc missions. But I love Jansik's little icing on the top, Wolf in character. Just, why don't we knock him out during the prize? We'll wake him up when it's time to do the gig. And it also makes sense, too, that, because then you got to run the business for the rest of the day. You know, and by the time it closes at night, everyone leaves. Then you wake up the unconscious people at the out of order brain dances because it's time to do a gig.
Work.
It's not, time for work. Wake up, and they're all confused. Like, wait, what the? Like that'd be fun. That
doors. So each of them like close up, and that one just like closes and stays closed.
Yeah, and I like that'll be a fun role play moment too. You know, for the new players who, you know, the different players that get chosen every month. That's how they, you know, we start the session every month. That, you know, we'll describe some type of funky brain dance. They're unconscious, and then they get to role play, getting woken up in a panic, and all of a sudden empty with you three fucking with them. You know, I think that's great. I love it so much. Let's see. Let's not miss anything from chat, just in case there's any other great ideas. Did you see the black chrome chip bomb? Oh, I did. I don't remember that, though. I'm vaguely remembering that. Yeah. Bronx Smash. Kind of like a Total Recall setup. This is Akitas TPK. Exactly. Stormwolf. Wow, this BD makes it feel like I'm really taking horse tranquilizers out cold. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, so that's the process. Okay, so look, we got a name for the new thing, the new location in the loop, and then Phoenix has the gigs behind the scenes. I'd love to come up with a name for that too, like, you know, Phoenix's gigs or something along those lines, because we do need kind of like a team name or a theme, because every month that's going to be the theme of it is Phoenix, the current gig coming across the table. Whether it's a current gig or a mission from Sanguinetti, it's whatever's coming across Phoenix's table on that second level where all of you work out of. That's kind of the new team dynamic. The brain dance in the loop is kind of the front that you do have to maintain to pay bills, but it's more of a front for you guys to be edge runners, right? With the new edge runners coming in every month. So we should come up with a name for that. Something to do with Phoenix's gigs or something kind of like Phoenix's gigs, but we could also come up with a team name if we wanted, like how we used to have Team Veritas. It could be Team something else. I don't know. I'm open to something. I'm open to ideas from chat, too. What was that?
How about Rise from the Ashes?
Oh, I like Rise from the Ashes. Phoenix Rising.
Yeah.
It's a new start.
Phoenix Rising is fun.
Everything's new. I'll throw that one out there.
Oh, yeah, Bronx Smash. Now that I read it, I totally remember it now. Yeah, brutal as hell, that chip bomb, chip socket. Bomb, basically 66 straight to the head. Yeah, that's pretty badass. This is just going to be a little tranquilizer air hypo dart sort of situation in the brains. We're not trying to kill the edge runners coming to help the team, but we will. Yeah, we'll just give them a little nap time. Yeah, just a little nap. Yeah. I mean, unless you gotta do a little chip bomb in somebody, maybe that'll be a secondary option. You know. Let's see, Team Synopsis. I like that. It's funny. No, I like Phoenix Rising so far a lot. That's really clever. It fits. Yeah. It fits what it is. Raven. That's a good one. Let's see. Raven is going to be starting up his. He's going to be GMing with us too. By the way, running some Cyberpunk Red. That'll be coming soon. I need to check that calendar. We need to make sure we have all the promos and everything in line for that. Raven. All right, cool. No, so far I like Phoenix Rising. We're going to think about that. We don't need to make that full decision.
We'll announce it that
exactly. Yeah. Session 1 will be the announce of the new team or the new theme name, whatever it's going to be called, blah, 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 whatever, Session 1. Because the thing with the new team is every month has to be a bit of a one-shot. It might go a little longer than 2 hours because of the fact it needs to kind of all happen, because we're going to have 2 new edge runners every month kind of coming into play from the Patreon tier. So I want to give them the full completion of a session, campaign, because the next month we want to kind of cycle in 2 new players. And it might be some of the same players if some can't schedule it or make it work. But you get my point. Each session needs to kind of be its own one-shot sort of vibe. So it's going to be kind of fun to knock out these different things that happen every month that come across Phoenix's table. But so far, Phoenix Rising is cool. But next month, the last Wednesday of every month when we do this, that's when we'll launch the official name. It'll be in the title when we stream live. That's what I'm deciding right now. So everyone can tune into the first session last Wednesday of the month to find out the official name of the new team, new theme, or whatever we're going to call this ongoing situation. But yeah, I think Team ASMR now. Oh, that's from actually a sleep aid ship. Sounds kind of awesome. Making notes. Oh, that is a good little. Customized tech sort of thing. Like a fake chip that renders you unconscious or something. But yeah, I think we pretty much got it. I think we've got In the Loop is going to be the main front, the main business, and it's a front for really holding down edge runner gigs, but it does have to maintain to help bills. Then you've got this sort of Phoenix Rising situation that the team is doing, rising from the ashes of Team Veritas to continue on throwing down some edge runner gigs, sometimes for Sanguinettis when have to. But throwing down these edge runner gigs to maintain the rest of the bills that In the Loop, the Braindance Cafe that you guys run, for what that doesn't cover. And through that, because there's only 3 of you left, you have to hire at least 2 other edge runners every month to kind of help throw down with the gig. Does all that make sense to everybody?
Yeah. There's a lot going on.
Well, it's an evolution of the team.
Fun.
Yeah, it had to be done. Team Veritas, unfortunately, Will and Naomi, like I mentioned before, can no longer play Looper and Cynthia. You can still see Will playing Gnostics, the Netrunner, on Team Nevermore every Saturday, which is evolving into a new hybrid team that's going to be cycling through different mini-series of games. If you haven't tuned into that Saturday 5 p.m. stream, make sure you tune in this Saturday and check out what's going on there. But they're kind of at the end of a crazy campaign, crazy cliffhanger there. But Will and Naomi can't continue on with Team Veritas. A weekday show is too much. So that's kind of why we had to evolve it. Hence the really epic ending of Looper. To have it all kind of make sense and just go kind of hero with it. Everyone check out those VODs on the YouTube, don't forget. And we had to evolve the team. I like where it's going. I like kind of what we've done with it. I like the fact that, although it wasn't planned, a little kind of psychic foresight or kind of things kind of fell into place with the fact that Chris created a character, Tomcat, a tech that did this brain dance thing, and we kind of had that installation at Playland by the Sea, which is kind of its own business, its own entity that now can replace the media corporation in the bottom level. Like, it all kind of makes sense story-wise, cinematically or whatever, like, plot-wise, like for the team, because like each one shot we can kind of create our own edge runner gigs. But I love when the overall big picture all makes sense and the whole thing evolves from what Team Veritas was to what this is, and it fucking all makes sense, and it's just kind of a crazy ride. And I love that that's what's happening. I love that it all makes sense. Anything else that we should go over for the new team? Like I said, we'll come up with a new team name by the session 1 or whatever that might be, whether it's Phoenix Rising or something. We'll see. So far that's in the lead position. But is there anything else we should go over? We went over some of the renovations with the home base, and we can go over more of that as we get into session 1, because that'll kind of be Wolf stepping into the place for the first time. We'll kind of get that going, and then the new players stepping in will be describing things. That'll be kind of a fun time. But are there anything else that we should go over? Any other recap stuff that should be role played out? Any things from past? Any stories we didn't get to go over of Wolf and Tokyo? Any stories that we didn't get to go over with Phoenix and Tomcat over the past 3 months? Anything else that we should mention for the sake of moving on to the new team? Or did we cover everything? Did we do a good job? Chat, let us know too if you have any other questions. What's that, Tomcat?
Real quick, my car. I know we did some fancy
Oh.
stuff in the car.
Yeah, we should talk about that. But what were you saying, Tomcat? I know she raised her hand too. What was that?
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay. The car situation. That's right. You guys had the crazy school bus all painted up with Kira, your nomad, as they were getting around, and then she left teaching Phoenix how to drive, right?
Yep. And then I got a car that I was paying payments on. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if we go for 3 months in. Could I just fast forward and already bought the car?
We could do that. We could say. What we could do is, I don't think that you would have made enough to really buy it outright.
Buy it out.
But what we could do is, there's some more of the pressure. There's something else that GMs love this shit. There's some more stuff that I can use to fuck with y'all. Hey, look at that. Yeah. Like, you got to pay the bills. You got to maintain the brain dance to cover half of the bills. So Tomcat got to maintain that brain dance business in the bottom. You got to keep doing monthly gigs. You got to hire these 2 new edge runners from our Patreon. Join up the Patreon. Be part of that. You got to hire 2 new edge runners to do these edge runner gigs every month to pay the bills. So that's the combination. Got to maintain those. Otherwise, you don't pay the bills. Landlords might come in. Local gangs. Something might happen. Something fucked up. Like you gotta maintain that. But then aside from that, you got the vehicle and you're making payments on that. So we'll kind of say that that's within it too. If something fails with the brain dance or fails with the monthly gigs, some collectors might come knocking at the door, and this is Night City. That's not going to be a pleasant visit,
So maybe we had to borrow some more money from the Sanguinettis.
Not I, said the cat.
That's fun. Oh, and yeah,
But Tomcats could.
what was that, Tomcat?
I was like, you go right ahead, Wolf. That's all you.
Yeah, Tomcat doesn't want to sell himself to Sanguinities. He's the only one free right now. He just got out from under the thumb of Voodoo Boys. He doesn't need to have another boss like that, you know. Stormwolf, Alex in chat, like I mentioned before, from our team Nevermore, also one of our promotion managers at Cybernation Uncensored. He says, perfect timing for Val Mulligan with all the new cars coming out in black chrome too. That's right, black chrome drops. Is that this week or is that next week? I want to say that's this Friday, right? I think it dropped. Or Monday? Is it Monday? Oh, maybe it is Monday. It's either Friday or Monday. Oh, no, it is Monday. Monday, because that's my Shadows of Asterin stream. Yeah, 27th, Monday. Everyone tune in to Shadows of Asterin. Me and Val playing that team, as well as numerous others. But yeah, Black Chrome's dropping from our Talsorian Games for Cyberpunk Red. And holy shit, there's so many good things on that, from weapons to gear to everything from clothing and, like Stormwolf just said, vehicles. They've been kind of sneak leaking some of the things. And yeah, perfect timing. So by session 1, we'll have Black Chrome. We'll be able to check that out. Maybe we can work with the vehicle.
Switch out the cars.
Yeah, maybe it can be something from there. So we'll see if something works, or maybe there's something from there that we can use. But I love that. That's a great idea. 27th. Yeah, I believe that's Monday. That's next Monday. Next Monday. The my Shadows of Asterin stream is 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll definitely give a shout out to Black Chrome that day. I also want to give a shout out to Studio Agate, since we're speaking of Shadows of Asterin, put out by Studio Agate. They just they have their Kickstarter. There's still 8 days left. Make sure you go to Fate Forge. I think it's fateforge.com or fateforge.org. Somebody check that. It links to their Kickstarter. It's their 5e sort of whole game system. It is badass. They already met their goal and surpassed that so much, but they're so close to the extended goal or release or whatever for some Sirenscape custom sound sets being made. And we love Sirenscape. They're an official sponsor here, so make sure you support Fate Forge. Even if you don't join, just share that link. I'll be posting it around the Cybernation Uncensored communities. I retweeted Steve from Sirenscape's tweet earlier with the link to it. But yeah, I believe it's just fateforge.org or .com or .net maybe. I'm horrible. I had it earlier. But yeah, definitely support that. Oh yeah, Asterin Sirenscape sounds badass. Yeah, Shadows of Asterin, there are official sound sets in Sirenscape for that, but they're doing this for Fate Forge right now, so make sure you support that. But yeah, perfect timing for Black Chrome. We'll check out all the goodies in there for the new team to use. Also for Tomcat being a tech, I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of gear and goodies in there that'll really, you can fuck with. It'll be cool, as well as new weapons for our solos. So cool. But I think we did a great recap of Team Veritas. Big shout out to Looper, Hero's Death. Absolutely, we didn't spoil too much. Anybody watching, believe me, watch it. Yeah, watch the previous session. Watch all those campaigns. Watch all of Team Veritas. So many great role play moments and plot twists and just fucking amazing moments. But the finale, make sure you at least watch the finale. Holy shit, tears and everything. I mean, just fucking amazing. But I think we did a great recap. We did some justice for Looper. We know what happened with all that, evolving into where the new team is, what's going on with the Brain Dance, Phoenix running gigs, Wolf's back from Tokyo. We got to get 2 new edge runners in every time. One last time, I'm going to drop the Patreon in chat for anybody. And make sure if you are listening or watching the VOD on YouTube, you check out the links in the description to the Patreon so you can join up and jump into the pool and come play with us sometime. Play with these players right here. Join us. Come have some fun every month with the new team. If you're listening to the podcast, make sure you go check out the Cybernation Uncensored Patreon and you join. Come play. It's a lot of fun. But anyways, I think that was a great recap. Thanks so much to my players for joining us. We knew this was going to be a short and sweet 24-hour cafe session with the nice gameplay surprise. The only last thing I do want to mention to everybody is that we have an active casting call going on right now as well. So you can go to the Patreon. You can join up to play with this stream team for that $10 tier. You can that'll also put you as part of the voting tier, so you can vote for different things with Cybernation Uncensored. But also join the Discord. I'll put that link in the chat one more time. And check out the casting call channel. We have an active Cyberpunk Red casting call that is going to be launching there right when I get off this stream. It's currently in the main announcements. So check out that link and join up. let's go around the table. Just any final words before I kill the transmission tonight. Any, last words for Team Veritas, for Looper, Will and Naomi, any of that stuff for our chat. Just anything as we put this official recap of Team Veritas to rest, and we'll see everybody next month. But yeah, let's just allow everyone for any last words here. Chris.
Looper, Cynthia, we miss you. Thanks for doing all that you've done and helping get this off the ground. And we hope that our evolution of the team will make you guys proud. So, it'd be awesome.
Hell yeah. Jancic.
Well, I really like this idea of bringing in the 2 new edge runners, because we're not going to be attached to them when they get killed. So that's the better option than having our friends get killed. So that sounds great already. And Will, Naomi, it was great playing with you on here. I'm glad to get done playing with you on Sundays, Will.
You just brought up a good point. I think it'll be so funny. Wolf, like if Wolf in character always refers as to the new edge runners when he's talking to Phoenix and Tomcat, even in front of them as expendables. Hey, well, we can always send the expendables in. Oh, sorry, what was your names again? Like that sort of attitude. Like, holy shit, that's so funny. Oh my god. All right, Val. Any last words before I kill the transmission?
Cheers to Looper. Sorry to see you go. Naomi, you guys were great cast members to play with. Totally fun for these last 2 years. Woo! So I hope you don't haunt me in my dreams, Looper. All of a sudden I get a little appearance of a phone call of you haunting me. And Naomi, you're always welcome to come back and visit us, even if you just pop in and say hi one day.
Oh yeah, very true.
See you soon. We see you soon, girls.
And I think Naomi might be dropping in the Saturday Team Nevermore for some of the mini campaigns once in a while when the schedule permits. Also, before we kill it, I do gotta refer to chat because they've been coming up with some names for the new edge runners that are just making me crack up. Akitas TPK says new edge runners equal shark bait. So maybe instead of the expendables, you call them shark bait. PWB says from chooms to chum. I love that, playing off the shark bait. Cannon fodder, number 2. It's so good. All right, awesome. Hey, now I'm rambling on. Having too much fun. I love these 24-hour cafe roleplay sessions. It's so good to recap the team's campaigns. In this case, not just a recap, but like I said, putting Veritas to an official rest and kind of announcing the new team, what the plan is, what we're doing, the Patreon option for people to join us, as well as how it's going to play out, and to know that it's going to be on the last Wednesday of every month. So we'll see you then. Take care, everybody.
Cyberpunk Uncensored.